Tonight, more evidence of a possible government cover-up in the case of two Border Patrol agents who shot and wounded an illegal alien Mexican drug smuggler and who are now in prison for doing so. The Justice Department says it had no choice but to prosecute those two agents for the shooting, in part because it had no evidence against the drug smuggler. But newly released transcripts from the agent's trial clearly demonstrates that those claims by the Justice Department are flatly wrong. Casey Wyan reports.
After former Border Patrol agents Ignacio Ramos and Jose Compean were sentenced to 11 and 12 years in prison for shooting an illegal alien Mexican drug smuggler, U.S. Attorney Johnny Sutton held a press conference. He defended his decision to prosecute the agents and give Oscar Aldrete Davila immunity for smuggling about 750 pounds of marijuana across the Texas border.
We have no evidence. If someone has some evidence that this van driver, that this illegal alien committed a crime, I would be happy to have it, because I would be happy to put this guy in prison for as long as we possibly can.
Trial transcripts reveal there was plenty of evidence that Aldrete Davila in fact had been transporting marijuana that day and again several months later.
The transcripts have actually weakened the government's case. It shows the behind-the-scenes maneuverings of the Justice Department. It shows that the Justice Department clearly knew that Aldrete Davila was not just a small-time drug dealer, but a big-time cartel member who smuggled numerous times.
Aldrete Davila admitted to another Border Patrol agent, a friend of the family, that he was smuggling a load of dope the day he was shot. That admission came several days before prosecutors gave Aldrete Davila immunity. Also, a Homeland Security Department investigator testified at the trial that the smuggler violated the terms of his immunity agreement. And the transcripts show prosecutors knew Aldrete Davila was connected to a second drug smuggling attempt.
They had him in custody. He was in a federal courtroom. It would have been a very simple matter to have one of the U.S. Marshals put the cuffs on him and lead him out, charge him with those offenses, and they failed to do that.
In fact, prosecutors worked diligently to keep the jury from hearing anything about Aldrete Davila's drug smuggling history.
If someone has some evidence that Aldrete has committed a crime, I would love to have it, and we'd be happy to prosecute.
To this day, the government continues to target the agents, not the smuggler. A spokesman for former Agent Compean's family tells us the Justice Department is now opposing a motion to release the agents on bond pending their appeal. It's a change from the government's position a few weeks ago when they did not oppose an earlier effort to allow the agents to remain free on bond. Lou.
This Justice Department, Casey, it seems, has a lot to answer for, as does the Department of Homeland Security. Clearly lying to members of Congress. Congress outraged at that fact. The inconsistencies in what Johnny Sutton has said about this case and what the transcript and the record is now demonstrating are very wide extremes indeed.
Absolutely, and there are those who believe the only way the truth is ever going to come out in this case is if an independent counsel with subpoena powers is appointed to look into it and uncover those secret documents, Lou.
I cannot imagine this Justice Department, this President, this Congress giving full weight to that, to creating a special investigator for this. Maybe and hopefully I'm wrong, but there has been so much obfuscation, so much distortion in this case, and such an utter disregard for justice and fairness that it's breathtaking.
It sure is. We will point out, though, that I believe the number is 82 members of Congress have now supported a resolution or a bill that would at least congressionally pardon these two agents. So support is growing, Lou.
And while we do not know what is in that sealed evidence, this broadcast is taking every legal effort to get that evidence unsealed and hopefully find more of the truth in this case. Casey Wyan, thank you very much.
You're welcome.